Hello and welcome. I took the suggestion of the Snowman Icon guy, PGA, to do some commentary on the next chess match. This is an interesting start here by our opponent. I'm in the black chess pieces, and I'm scared. I mean, I think this is the right response, but that opens up my king side, and I don't like when that happens. We'll just Opponent brought out their knight to attack my pawn here, and I brought mine out in defense. I could do this and bring my knight out, but this is already being supported here, but it's still a good move. Alternatively, I could move my bishop out, maybe put it here, but first we want to clear this line so this bishop can leave. So I think we'll do this. Well, if I do that, then my bishop gets trapped, and I don't like when that happens. So I tell you what, let's do this. After all that nonsense. Uh, the game's just starting. Seems like a reasonable start by our opponent, but nothing too scary. This is a little interesting. Um, hmm, wasn't expecting that. Um, I could do something a little fun here and put my bishop out to attack their queen, and the queen can't take because my knight is protecting my bishop. He can easily defend against this. He doesn't even have to move his queen. He could put the bishop in the way, or even the knight here, or move the queen. There's like so much that you can do, but I think it's just, yep, that's fine. And I don't really like bishops, so we'll just trade here. This is still nice for him. Oh, I would have taken with the knight because then he could have castled right away. Now he used his queen to take. That's interesting. Maybe I should. Usually you want to castle on the king side. That's 90% of the time what happens. But I think we have an opportunity for a queenside castle if we just get our queen out of the way. The question is, where should I put it? And I don't really see a good spot. So you know what? I'll do this instead. There's really no reason not to do this now. Our bishops are gone. The light square bishops are gone. So now this bishop can go free. Interesting move here. So this pawn is being supported by this knight and this queen. I could take, and then if he takes back, I could take, um, and then he'll take with the queen, and we'll sort of be even. Is there anything better that I could do if I just leave it alone and he takes? I could take. Yeah, maybe I like that more. Um, yeah, let's do this. What this will do is like a few things at once. First, it'll free up our king for the traditional kingside castle. Second is it will pin his knight over here. So if he does go ahead and do this, I could take with my knight, and then he can't take with his. So it'll just ensure our even trade here. I can't take with the pawn because my king can't go here. And now we're adding a little bit more pressure. He again can't move this knight. If he does, he would lose. So it's an illegal move for him to make. Um, and then what I could do is I could take, and then if he takes back, I could do check and attack his rook at the same time and set up a really nice favorable trade for us. He can prevent that by not sure exactly what he can do right now. I'm sure there are ways to get out of this, but right now it looks pretty solid for me. So I'm going to go ahead and I think the key is to take with the knight. He almost certainly has to take back because my knight is attacking the queen. Now we do check and at the same time attack the rook, and he will probably either put the bishop in the way or remove his king, and then we can take the rook for free, which is a great move for us. Plus we're also do we want to get greedy and take this pawn as well? I don't see a reason why to be greedy immediately. Let's first take, the free goodies, and then we still have a second line of attack here with to bring our queen up and cause him a lot of trouble. So yeah, or we could just take with the bishop. We could take this pawn. So we're in a pretty good spot. We were able to capitalize on that small mistake there. This is smart. He's putting another piece here to discourage me from doing this I certainly can't take with the queen now because he would take. But what I can do is I could take with the knight, and then if he takes back, I can bring in my queen, and we'll still be up a pawn. So I think that's still worthwhile to do. And again, he's almost certainly going to have to do this because his queen is under attack right now. So if he doesn't want to do that, he'd have to move his queen maybe here, and then that way, because if he moves it anywhere else, then the knight goes away. So this is fine. This is exactly what we wanted. Now we do check, and he can easily defend against this. Just put the bishop in the way or move out of the way. Either one is fine. But this will now allow me to do the queenside castle, which is a little bit more aggressive and fun. Plus, it'll put the rook right behind the queen and set up this nice sort of battering ram right up there. So we seem to be in a pretty good position right now. Okay, that's probably actually a better move on his part because yeah. I didn't see it coming. Anyway, that's fine. I'll do this. He'll probably take back with the bishop, and we'll still do our queenside castle, pinning the bishop until the king moves out of the way. The king should move out of the way because then he'll be attacking my bishop. So I think he'll go here maybe. That's the most likely move that he'll do. He can't move the bishop, certainly. He could move the rook, but why? And he could start advancing his pawns as well. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're up a rook. We're also up a couple of pawns. So we're up, +7 in terms of material. And, and on the board, it's obvious. We have 2 rooks to his 1. So we should try to press our advantage now. And we'll see what he does. Okay, so he does move, which is interesting. I'm not sure what the value of that move is. So what I'll do then is put this bishop here, and again, he can't take this. This bishop is pinned because of the rook right behind it. So what I'm hoping for is to take it for free, but of course, if he moves his rook to defend, then we can't take for free. So then the next thing that we should do is try to put our second rook behind the first rook, so we could again sort of get that battering ram going. So I'll push the rook over here. This seems to be a safe spot. I want to keep it on a color, the light colored, not the dark colored board squares, because his bishop and my bishop are on dark colored ones. So I want to always be on light colored squares if I can. Plus here it's being supported by this pawn, so this is good. All right, he wisely moves out of the way. I could trade, and that will set up, and I will trade because I'm ahead. So it's in my interest to start trading pieces because I'm going to be the one now left with a rook plus a couple more pawns, and we could use our rook to pick off the rest of his pawns and start working towards getting that victory. So I'm going to put the rook here. This is a nice spot. It's going to be supported by this pawn, and this pawn is also supported by a pawn. Now I need to get my king out in the field of play so that we could use it. And again, our goal is going to be to take off his pawns and get one of our pawns across, convert it to a queen, and we can win. We can even win just with the rook and the king alone. So you can certainly win a game with that, but it'll go faster. And for someone who's not as skilled as someone who's like me who is not skilled, they will find it easier to promote a queen rather than go for a win with just a king and a rook. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So the other thing you have to watch out for is stalemate. When the opponent has no legal moves left, then that ends the game in a tie. So we always have to make sure that the opponent has a legal move to make. Otherwise, we are the ones who lose. All right, this is fine. I'm just going to move this pawn forward, and he can't come any closer with the king. All these spaces he's not allowed to go to. And yeah, so we'll move our king and sort of just zone out his king. and we'll get it close to this pawn, and then we can get this pawn all the way up. All right, so we'll do a check here, just to push him out of the way, and then we can, so that we can claim that space for ourselves. All right, we'll do another check here. He can come right back down. That's fine. We have plenty of other moves to make, so we'll do check. And again, now he'll have to go out of the way. We can then get rid of this obstacle in our path in the form of this c3 pawn, and then we have clean lines to get our queen. So it should be pretty easy now. Just some little bit of cleanup, and all right, good. Makes his move. Check. Probably will go here just to harass my rook, which is perfectly fine. We'll just move it all the way across, and now we'll start getting our king set up so that the king can protect these guys. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, check. Again, we just want to get our queen, so we're just gonna nice and easy make our way. All right, cool. And again, he has a legal move. He can move this pawn up, so I'm not worried about a stalemate situation. Now he has to go here, and we go here, and that's the end of the game. So that was fun. GG. And let's see if he's up for another. But yeah, so the key points from this game, I think early on when we had that situation where our bishop was able to get the check as well as at the same time attack his rook, we were able to pick up the rook for free, and we were able to drive that advantage for the rest of the game and pick up little small advantages here and there until we were able to get the decisive checkmate. Doesn't look like he's going to go for another. We'll see. But yeah, very quickly, I'll just... oh, no. Okay, so when this circle is empty, that means the person has left. So that's about it. Let me just very quickly go through... so again, pretty standard. I'm not very good with the openings, but luckily opponent didn't throw anything crazy at me. Here is where things were starting to get a little bit dicey. So we had pinned this knight, and now we're able to do this move. And now when he takes back with his pawn, as he pretty much has to, because we took his knight, he has to take back. That then sets up this nice check where we can get the rook for free. And once we were able to pick up that rook for free, we were able to do some aggressive trading, which allows us to preserve our lead. And so now we're up rook and 2 pawns, and so it's a good time to trade our queens. And we do our sort of aggressive queenside castle, and then just some posturing around that ends up in trading the rest of the pieces. So now we have a rook, and the opponent doesn't, and then it's pretty straightforward to be able to go from there to promoting a pawn, getting a queen, and getting that checkmate. So anyway, good game. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, EP1 signing off.